If you ask professional Age of Empires 2 players what the best unit is, you'll get a lot of the same answer.
You will love this answer I'm about to give you, because it depends.
To get to the bottom of this question, I set up a scenario with one of every single unit in Age of Empires 2. Each player gets randomly assigned 25 or so of the 200 trainable units. I set triggers to give each player all blacksmith upgrades, chemistry, and ballistics, and let attack move triggers do the rest of the work. I didn't want to spoil the results, so while the test was running, I took the time to play with my cats. And before we get started, let me know your predictions. What do you think is going to be the best unit? Whether that's the unit with the highest kill count, the unit that survives the longest, or the unit that is able to make the difference in that crucial moment. So here's the map. It's very much like Golden Swamp that's in the ranked map pool occasionally. And we have all the different players and all the different units coming towards the center. And they're just finding the first unit they find and going to attack. So here we have the Theristidae on the left side attacking against Gray and the Elite Cannon Galleon, I believe. Or no, just Standard Cannon Galleon and a Bombard Cannon. We have so much action going, I don't even know where to focus. In the middle, we have an Elite Caravel about to go down to the Turtle Ship. Red's pushing in towards the middle, has middle control. Not that that means much in this situation. These slower units, like player 1, is just moving slowly, and that's actually useful to keep all the units together and not really spreading too thin across the battlefield and fighting too many people. In terms of KD, we have red and green up at 14. 17 from orange, though, is losing quite a few units himself. I think orange might be the first one out of this, though gray is not looking too hot either. The siege tower just moving around, trying to get, I don't know, taking for the cannon galleon that's still back here. And orange seems to be bugging out, moving off to the left side. We do have some units that do bug out and go off to the left side. And of course, we do have villagers here. And that might be in contention for the best unit. Though, I mean, you can't argue with the Onager and the Siege Onager. Unless, of course, they can't land their shots. Still trying to chase down this elite battle elephant. Green, luckily, got both of those randomly assigned to him. The monk doing work as well, healing up the elephant archer. Just a standard elephant archer, it looks like. But up against the turtle ship, that's a hard one. Turtle ship just one-shotting, but it is in the middle of the battle. Not going to hold on too long. I believe Mangonels, Onagers, Siege Onagers do counter all of these units. And I would expect to see them out ahead. So between these two, we have 9 kills. So maybe in contention for the unit that produces the highest kill count. And now units are starting to bug out a little bit and hang out. So we're going to fast forward and see maybe the villager here is what's going to be able to put this, be the best unit in this situation when all the military units are a little bit out of contention. Fire has the potential maybe to take out the town center, but yellow was smart enough to engage. The Boyar comes in, gets killed by the town center as well, with the heavy scorpion on guard duty out here. Purple, I think, has the units. If it was controlled by a player, I think yellow might be in trouble here. Up in the top corner, you don't have to worry about that. That's just so that player 1 doesn't get defeated, which is, of course, who I was playing as, but obviously not playing, just AFK. So I think we can probably skip to the end here and assume that yellow's going to win this. And indeed, yellow was able to boom up into the scenario. Purple has a few units left behind, sending units one at a time into yellow's economy, but purple wasn't able to do it. And then eventually yellow found the town center that kept player 1 in the game and was able to defeat it. But that was just one test, one simulation. I think we should be able to run a few more simulations, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Find out exactly what units were maybe unlucky this time. All right, let's just jump into test number 2. This time I want to see how some of these units on the left side of the map compare. Demo ship goes in on the Theristidae, does about 25% damage. Flaming Camel, that could be in contention for doing some decent damage. Though we saw the demo ship, and some of these suicidal units just aren't putting in the damage that you might expect to. I was also thinking maybe the units with pass-through damage, like the Caravel here, would be able to do quite a bit of work. But the units aren't clumping up as much as if they were maybe on like a Black Forest or Amazon Tunnel or one of these close quarter maps. So yeah, looking at units on the left, we have some units that seem to be bugging out and going towards the wood line on the outside here. And we have orange just mostly taking the fight, able to clump up units. And that's more an advantage of having units all together and fighting all at once. Now, though, they're up against a War Elephant, which has blast damage against units around them, trample damage. So orange all ganging up around these elephants that have, and the Cataphract, yeah, no, this elite Cataphract would not have Logistica in this scenario, but 3 units that potentially could have trample damage. That's not ideal for Orange, and Orange is just about out of the game. Just has the Slinger, or no, not the Slinger. What does Orange have? Orange has the Hussite left behind, just running around here. Meanwhile, in the middle, it looks like Blue has a lot of units all together. A lot of units that can tank a lot of damage, a lot of high HP units. And that seems to be what's allowing Blue to stay in the game. We can see 2 relics in the middle as well. There are different units for Monk and Monk with Relic, as well as Warrior Priest and Warrior Priest with Relic. So during the attack move, they bring the Relic to the middle, and then once the AI decides, oh wait, I need you to have your hands free to do some conversions and do some fighting, then they let go of the Relic and start doing business. Transport's bugging out. I think this Elite War Elephant is chasing after Purple. So Green has both the Onager and the Siege Onager that we were seeing in the last scenario, as well as the Elite War Elephant. So pretty beefy composition here. But it looks like Yellow is going to be the Vanquer in this scenario. Again, the Vanquished mainly are Orange and Red, but everyone else isn't looking too hot. If we look at the KDs here, before we jump into the next round, the KD for Purple is actually pretty high, 31 kills. I'm not sure which units that might be. Maybe it's these fire ships and heavy fire ships, but I think it's time to go to the third test. All right, so I'm going to focus mostly on the fire ships, the what is it, heavy fire ship or the fast fire ship and the standard Castle Age fire ship, and see how they're getting all these kills. Are they just putting out the damage really quickly and making sure to secure the final kill? Because sometimes you can get your kill stolen by another unit here. They were going after the transport, and now they're switching it up. Demo ship does decent damage against the fire. I think the fires have maybe 1 kill. Yeah, 1 kill against that galley. But yeah, in this situation, they're getting taken out very quickly. Go up against the main counter for the Koreans against the fire ships, which are these turtle ships. Meanwhile, Orange is doing quite a bit better in this scenario, it looks like, but still running into ships, whereas Orange doesn't have a lot of ranged options, a lot of infantry, unfortunately. And now we see Green show up with the villager. So we have male villager against female villager. Green does have, I think, the better units, but a lot of them are stuck here in the middle. I'm not seeing the Onager or the Siege Onager anymore. We do have the Hoofnies. The Elite War Elephant is really in the muck of it. Unsure if he's going to be able to survive that. Though the Hoofnies is staying, seems like, on the outskirts. Trade cart going in, seeing if he can tank some damage, but I think he's a little bit late. All being said, I think the Elite Turtle Ship, actually, is probably going to be what survives this middle section the longest. Hoofni's probably going to go down to the Coustillier, unless this Condottiero can do anything. Oh, wait, no, Condottiero was on the same team. I don't think, yeah, the Hoofni's goes down. So we fast-forwarded. We have both green and yellow, the male villager and the female villager. They both reached feudal age, and that was the time where it turned into, this is my territory. You are not allowed to build here. And we have a full war. Green's sending the vills, bringing back the vills. Doesn't like the position of that tower. Decides, no, I really need that wood line, despite it not actually ranging any of my lumber camps. Just AI things. Looks like yellow's making... Or no, okay, we have... archery ranges from both players being placed in very similar regions. That tower does not stay up. Green is able to take it out. Spearmen fighting each other. Romans could have potentially better spearmen in feudal age if they get that second, or that double effect for their armor upgrades. Yellow deciding to put down another tower, only 3 vills. Green is sending the boys and girls. And yeah, I think we can say that villagers can hold their own in these scenarios. It really comes down to what units you need to make sure those villagers are successful. I think we can run a few more tests and see, and focus on just the military units, see how they're playing out, if there's any really strong military units that can maybe outshine the villagers in certain scenarios. All right, so we are on to test number 4, and we're going to focus on yellow and green and see what it takes to make sure your villager stays safe. I know these are just being controlled by AI. Actually, I just noticed that green has both relics running towards the middle of the map at the beginning. Just the funny aspects that you can have with a random map. And now we have the Caravel and the Galley, the baby and, I don't know, the daddy of ships, both with the triangular sails. I think that's actually quite cute. Meanwhile, Hoofnies also at 0 kills, getting run down by the Imperial Camel. And it looks like green has lost a lot of their units this time. Just a matter of bad engagements, it seems like. Maybe it's just a matter of picking your engagement rather. That seems to matter more than what unit is the best in a lot of these situations. A lot of ships are staying up, mainly just because of how much HP a ship can have. 160 HP versus, say, this Coustillier, which only has 145. I think the elite turtle ship wins this battle, unless the tag team duo can do enough damage at the last moment. Caravel and Galleon are trying to micro their hearts out. And, ooh, okay, Galleon might be able to help out against this turtle ship, and no. It looks like the turtle ship gets the win, but when you... Oh, gets the triple kill, I should say. Caravel, and the Cannon Galleon. All right, the last simulation, I'm just going to shut up, and we're just going to enjoy the beauty and the chaos of this. So what have we learned today? We've learned that pass-through damage is fairly situational. If you have less time to micro, those higher HP units might be the way to go. The longer a unit stays alive, the more it's going to be able to kill, the better its kill count will get. And the unit that seems to make the difference in those crucial moments is the villager. So I'm happy to announce that the winner of best unit in this competition is a tie between the male and female villager. Let me know if you agree or disagree, who you think fills out the podium in second and third place, and I'll see you in the comments.